One of the most surprising things about Panama has been the islands. From the Caribbean to the Pacific, each one we've experienced has been a little bit different from the last. Come with us as we explore the places that made us fall in love with island life here in Panama. We've been super fortunate with our time here in Panama that we actually went out and visited 6 different islands. And so today we're going to take you through all 6 of those islands. Tell you what we loved about them, tell you where we stayed. And at the end, James and I are both going to let you know which one was our personal favorite.
I look forward to that.
Do you know?
I do.
All right. So hopefully we can remember the order, but I think the first one was Taboga, and that was way back at the start of our filming.
It was. This was one of our first 6 shows, I think. Taboga, it's an island. It's very close to Panama City, so it's definitely a destination for a day trip. And we went for a couple nights. And Taboga, what I actually really loved about it was because it was so close to the city, it wasn't this arduous task of getting there and getting home. So Taboga's, it's a nice island, and because of its proximity to the city, it is very popular.
Yeah, absolutely. It's not the greatest beach by any means. And when we were there, we spent most of our time up at Casa Rosie, so we didn't spend a lot of time kind of touring around. Mm-hmm. But the fact that it's only 30 minutes ferry ride from Panama City, great for a day trip, but I would personally recommend not going on the weekend. So if you have a choice, go during the week.
Yeah, and I'd say for tourism in general, there are better islands.
All right. So up next, do you remember next?
Oh, Saboga.
Yeah.
Saboga.
Not to be confused with Taboga.
Yeah.
Saboga.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So that was our first visit out to the Pearl Islands.
Yeah, Saboga was a very interesting island because it is really not set up for tourism.
No, not at all.
Whatsoever in any way. And interesting how we met a gentleman, I believe he's Italian, an Italian gentleman who had a restaurant on Saboga, and we actually ended up going to a restaurant on another of the Pearl Islands. I found Saboga to be, again, more for a little bit of an adventure as opposed to tourism.
Yeah, I think if you're going to visit Contadora, which we'll talk about, then going to Saboga maybe for the afternoon is definitely worth it.
Yeah.
Really all that's there is just a small little fishing village. I think under 400 families or 400 people live there. It's really underdeveloped.
It's very small.
Very cool experience though.
It was, yeah. And we actually had a beautiful dinner on the beach.
You did?
Right, so,
La Choza. See, good memory.
That was great food. That was great food.
Yeah.
Next, what are we thinking? Which one was it?
Ooh, I know what it is. It's Isla San José.
Okay.
Isla San José. How could we not know that was next?
Okay, Isla San José. Wow. This, I'm telling you, I've traveled a lot of places around the world, and Isla San José has a feeling to it because it's a remote Pearl Island. But it is privately owned by the Novi family, and they have kept it pristine. Mm-hmm. So I found it to be incredible. Right,
so you have to fly out there. You can take a ferry, but I don't even think...
No, there's no ferry. No? You can sail out there and you can moor your boat on one of their buoys, but that's it. Okay,
so we flew out there with Air Panama, which is also owned by the same family.
Yes.
And so the only thing there is Hacienda Del Mar, and it's just like a series of cabins. But this for me was an unforgettable experience that I think will stay with me for the rest of my life. We had, I don't even know, I can't even, my mouth is
It's funny. Isla,
emotional.
Hacienda Del Mar with Isla de San José was extremely special. And if you are coming to Panama, it is a absolute must to go.
Right.
It really is.
We had the experiences with the macaws, but then we also had the experience with, I guess they call him the influencer, Lucas the toucan.
Lucas the toucan.
And petting a toucan, having a toucan nibble at your legs, asking for attention like a dog, purring when you pet it like a kitten. It is something I don't think will ever happen in our lifetimes again. So for me, being that once in a lifetime experience, it was so cool.
And we did have a really nice room as well.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah,
The place was great.
The place was great.
Yeah.
The people were super nice.
Yeah,
Wow.
absolutely.
And incredible staff.
Yeah,
So yeah, Isla San Jose. That was a cool experience.
absolutely.
Next.
Bocas.
Oh, Bocas del Toro. Bocas del Toro. So Bocas del Toro was interesting because Jennifer had all these images in her head. And I'm gonna put up an image right now that I filmed. Now take a look at this image, and this is what you see on all of your Instagram and all of that. But that's not really all of Bocas del Toro. That's pieces of it. And those pieces are beautiful. But it doesn't tell the whole story.
No, I mean, so where you land, it's not what you envision. And that's what happened to me. I thought, oh, it's going to be this clear water. It's going to, like everything you see online is what I was expecting. So that being said, you just have to tour out a bit and you find that. So
Yeah.
I loved Zapatia, so that gave me what I envisioned in my mind. And then Starfish Beach we went to too, also had that. So, I mean, it's around, you just have to go out on boats and find it more.
I mean, there's something really to note here in that Jennifer and I don't drink anymore. And that then took away from the experience going to Bocas del Toro, because Bocas del Toro there's all these little islands with all these little bars on them. And, 5 years ago when I was drinking, I would think that would be the coolest thing in the world. But being a non-drinker these days, I just couldn't care less. So that kind of takes away from that part of the experience. So, I mean, I'm sure it's awesome for some. We had a really cool place to stay. What a beautiful home. But for Bocas del Toro as a destination, for me personally, I wasn't the biggest fan.
Wow, okay, interesting. I mean, it wasn't what I expected, but I still enjoyed it.
Yeah. But that leads me to another island, which we'll get to.
Okay, so we have 2 left. I think we've gone over 4. Up next,
Contra.
no, San Blas.
Oh, San Blas.
Okay, so I'm telling you, I said to James, we have been now at 34 properties, and the one thing that I would say to anybody, like coming to Panama for San Blas is 100% worth it.
It is. Listen, San Blas is a picture postcard group of islands. It is the white sand beach with the palm trees. All of you who are older than, say, I don't know, 35, and you had a PC, you know that Microsoft screensaver with the blue water, the little island, and the palm trees that everybody dreamt of? Well, that's San Blas. San Blas was incredible, absolutely incredible. And here I'm going to put a plug in for Nomad Sailors, because Nomad Sailors, if you are going to San Blas, book with Nomad Sailors. Check the website we have and go check the link for it for pricing and information and availability. If you're coming to Panama, go to San Blas. Fantastic experience.
Yeah, so we actually spent an entire week out there, and it wasn't just our best week in Panama. I mean, it's like one of the best travel experiences I've ever had.
Yeah, the combination of this cool catamaran, the combination of Boris, the captain, and the cook and the deckhand, these guys were amazing. And then we also met new friends on the boat as well.
Yeah.
And the combination of all the people, the blue water, the incredible food, the nurse sharks coming right up to the boat. By the way, I'm scared of sharks, like deathly scared of sharks. And yet I was still excited to be within, a foot of a shark. And that's also what I was in the water. Oh yeah, I was in the water behind the boat, and I'm deathly afraid of sharks. And let me tell you, when somebody said, "Oh hey, 2 sharks,"
He was out of the water.
I got out of the water pretty quick.
Okay, enough about the sharks.
Okay.
I mean, but that was super cool.
Everybody else was swimming with them.
James was swimming away.
I was swimming away from them, yeah.
Okay, so last up, we actually just recently went to Contadora. I keep calling it Contadora.
Contadora.
All right, so Contadora, I mean, again, part of the Pearl Island. So that was our third island we've been to in the Pearl Island.
Yes.
I mean, and it's really small. I didn't feel like it was super developed. I was expecting more just because of what you hear about it. Now, it's again pretty close to Panama City in proximity if you're not going to go to San Blas and you're not going to go to Bocas. It's a good option.
Yes.
Because you do get that white sand. You get amazing beaches.
Yes.
Other than that, I found it slightly underdeveloped from what I was expecting.
Yes, I believe the island has a great reputation for, in the past, in the 50s and 60s, the rich would go there and play from around the world, the movie stars and all that. And what I saw was a surge of redevelopment now on the island. So I would imagine here, between now and the years coming, there's going to be a big re-boom of this island. But as for coming strictly for tourism, San Blas.
Yeah.
And if you're going to be going all the way out to the Pearl Islands, Hacienda del Mar, Isla de San Jose.
Okay, so this wraps up our 6. Now, which one, I think I know, was your favorite?
For me, it is, listen, again, I've traveled a lot. I've been very fortunate to do some incredible experiences in my life around the world. And having a toucan nibble on my beard was awesome. I loved my experience on Hacienda del Mar. I really did. I loved my experience. But San Blas for me, because I'm a wannabe filmmaker.
Yeah.
San Blas for me was, from the moment I woke up to the moment I went to bed, I was treated to these incredible landscapes that were changing every day with the catamaran going to a new island. I still have these images in my head, and we'll definitely be going back there.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
All right. So for me, it's a toss-up, but I have to pick one, I think. So between San Blas and Isla San Jose, it's a tough call, but I would go with Isla San Jose. I mean, I loved San Blas as well, and it was incredible, but I loved Isla San Jose for different reasons, and I just know that I am going to remember those moments for the absolute rest of my life, and it was just so special, and I don't know, like, it's unexplainable. So for me, it's Isla San Jose.
Well, this is very interesting, because San Blas is a world tour destination. When people think of Panama, they think of the San Blas Islands. There's 300 of these deserted islands. But I tell you, nobody even knows about Hacienda del Mar on Isla de San Jose. So for all of you watching out there, just take a look within our page, lostandfoundproperties.com. Go ahead to Hacienda del Mar. Take a look at the availability and the pricing, because you're not going to find a lot of information on the internet. They've never really done a bunch of marketing. And when you get there, you will be absolutely shocked at how incredible this place is.
Yeah, absolutely beautiful.
Yeah.
All right, so a little bit of an update here. We did wrap up our filming in Panama, and so we've done 34 properties. Next week we have one more, because we could not end without a stop in Old Town. And I think, honestly, the property, we've done, I think, over 12 there, and this one definitely saved the best for last. So you'll see that next week, and then the following week we will be back together, giving you a little bit more of an update about what's going on, and kind of like a 1-year wrap-up of what it's been like for us living here in Panama City.
Yeah, so there's still lots to come, and if you are interested in any of the places that we've stayed on the islands that we've talked about today, there's a link in the description for availability and pricing, and it's a new website for us. Yeah, right. So Lost and Found Properties.com. Head over there, take a look, and if you want to book, go ahead and book.
Yeah, thanks.
Excellent. Thanks for watching, and we're going to see you next week.